How you doing, everybody? Randy Richard in the shop. We're going to discuss the balancing, going over balancing a wheel, grinder's wheels. A little quick overview. I had some questions about it in the previous grinding balancing video, and we're just going to go over some of the questions that were asked about balancing of the hub and different positions of the wheel on the hub and a few other things. So we'll just go over that and see how that comes out. Hopefully we answer some questions. Thank you. All right, this is the Anderson wheel balancer that we played with before. Now, the wheel balancer stretches out. We've got 2-foot rods here. You could do a fairly long piece, but we have it scrunched up so the arbor for the grinding wheels fits it here. Now, I'm going to wipe these off. Now, why am I doing this again? Well, quite a few questions and everything. And some comments. Supposedly Norton and other manufacturers say the wheels are balanced, good enough to use. Well, I kind of beg to differ on that. I'm only talking about one aspect about, helping improve surface finish. There are many things that affect surface finish. With your grinder, the footing, the how your vise is mounted, your magnetic vise is mounted, the table condition, spindle condition, all these things matter. This is only one aspect of something that can affect the surface finish and how the wheel runs. It can, just a little bit of imbalance will cause a vibration in the wheel, and that vibration will affect your surface finish. Being an engineer on ships, you get involved in many things having to do with machinery, high-speed machinery, low-speed machinery, and you get to go and you get to do a lot of things and get involved with a lot of things. And one thing I was very involved with was vibration analysis. That has to do with a lot of balancing, whether it's a low-speed blower wheel or a high-speed turbine. Everything matters. Let's just put it that way. Everything matters. So even in the surface grinder. So what I'm going to do is here, this is a brand new hub. Sopco left-hand hub, 1.25 inches. And we're going to put it on my arbor. Things are clean. And we're just going to roll it. We're going to see if the hub's out of balance first. So that's one spin. We'll put a mark in the bottom here. Now the hub's black, so this is kind of hard to see, but I'm going to mark it every time we spin it. Okay, what did we do, about 4 times? Well, we did 4 times. And we'll try to get the focus here, but I don't know if you can see or not. I don't have a white pen. I had 3 marks that are about 1/4 inch apart, and I've got 1 mark over here. So how about that? So I guess that's not in balance. It's not perfect. I'm going to change the position of the nut about a 1/4 turn and see if that makes a difference. See, I'm going to mark it. I'm going to mark it on the rim on top. Oh, on this one. I have the washer on there also still. That's the same spot. spin it the other way. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different spots. And one time it stopped in the same place twice. So we have 4 different spots, and that by just turning the nut. So maybe it's probably the nut that is a little bit maybe out of whack. I have the washer on here and everything. I'm not gonna balance the hub. This hub. So the hub is okay. So the lever arm from the center to the out, from the center of your arbor to the outside. That's your lever arm, and whatever weight you have is acting on that lever arm. And the farther from the hub, the less amount of weight it takes to react to out of balance situation. So being so close, it's probably not out of the balance that much. But I'm not going to try to change it just because I just changed the nut. The only difference on the nut, well, you don't notice anything other than they cut threads in it. Well, it's been machined. These have been ground, heat treated, engraved. Here we'll even take this stuff off. I'll even take the washer off. Has even 2 keyways for equal distribution. Well, that's almost at the same spot, 1/4 inch apart. Different spot. Different spot. So we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4 different spots on this part of the hub. And like I said, these have all been ground. You could make your own, but is it worth it? I don't know. They're pretty cheap. Like I said, 50-something bucks for a brand new one. All right, so this is the wheel I showed in the first one. And somebody saw there was a ding on this edge is fine. In shipment, there was a very small, right there, very small little chip in it. Pretty small. Yeah, that was, I got that way shipped. But this one was out of balance. There's our blue marks from before, and I haven't done any more with it. So here's another brand new one, never been used, no chips. It's in really good shape, right? And we're going to stick it on the hub. Okay, now, I don't know if you can hear that. The smallest, barely amount of play there. There is something, and I can feel it, but it is so small. I'll put a washer on. Tell you, the camera is a little slow on the old focus there. Washer on. That. Now the suggestion was put a shim in or make this centered. You do the best you can, but the amount of play in this one is so small. The black one's about the same way. It's so small that you could try moving it around and it might make a difference. we'll try that. We'll give that a go. I'm going to leave my little rubber grommet off of there, even though it's probably pretty well balanced. I think I cut that out with a punch. But anyway, let's try this wheel. Yeah, this is a slow process, but I can see this is out of balance. There, see that rollback? This is not a balanced wheel. It keeps moving ever so slightly there. Yeah, that's why I like to use it. I don't like to slam this on here too tight. I'd rather just use it just so it's snug. Let's do that again. I'll put the grommet back on. There's where we marked it before, right there. It's rocking quite a bit. Same mark. All right, so I'll do it one more time, and we'll see what happens. But if it's the same mark, I'll try, adjust, we'll loosen it, and we'll give it a quarter turn or something on the hub. There it is, back. It's right there. Same. Okay, we'll give it a try. We'll try rotating it on the hub a little bit. So that's where our mark was. I'll mark the hub, and I'll turn it quarter turn. Oh, the arbor, like I said before, I turned it between centers, and it should be concentric. I know the diameters came out within 1,000th or less, and just looking at it, it's stopping in a different spot each time. The arbor's good. Guess it's kind of boring, huh? Okay, it's going to stop it. There's the mark, and it's going to come back, and it's going to stop at the same spot. There it is. So, rotating it there, a quarter turn didn't do it, and that's because the weight that's acting on with the wheel here has a longer lever arm from the center of the shaft to the outside diameter of the wheel. Has a longer lever arm, and it's more than the effect that the hub may have. The slight amount that the hub has, this more than counteracts that. And that's why we're seeing the same thing with the wheel. So far, I haven't had one brand new wheel be in balance. Now, they may say that this is a small amount, that it might not make a lick of difference. Now, I haven't trued this. I have not put this on a hub and trued the wheel. And truing may very well fix a lot of this problem. That's why you take it over there, you dress it, and then come back to the wheel and do your balance. Because you need to have it concentric to your shaft or to your arbor before you really want to balance it. Because you're going to take off just the very smallest amount. You might take off a little bit over here. You might take off a thousandth here and only a half a thousandth over there. And that might be enough. Answering any more questions if you guys got any. I don't know if this helped clear up some of that. But you're not. If the wheel had a lot of play in the center, yes, I could see it worthwhile moving around or shimming. I've also thought about making some special washers. Maybe a thin brass washer that has a tang on it that you could then just rotate. Maybe two of them or something, and one on each side of the wheel. You could have a couple of them, and you could rotate them. There's plenty of distance here. Thin, they could be thin, and just have a little tang on them, and that tang could actually be thicker than what goes underneath the hub, and you can just move it around until you have it balanced. You can use those as weights. You could also solder to them. Put a little solder on them, and add weight, or put solder on them, and you can file it off to lighten the weight. Which might be, I might just sit down and design some and make some, because they could be very easily modified to balance your wheels quite easily without having to drill it. I mean, drilling is okay. I mean, I've done it a lot. It's okay to do. I've never had a problem. Now, not saying you might not have a problem. If you had a little crack or something, I mean, that doesn't ring very good doing it with that, but you can tell if there's a crack in them. They don't ring at all. So if you do drill them, be careful. Don't drill very deep. You don't have to go very deep. You might do 3 or 4 little pecks and you're good to go. But that's up to you. Like I said, is a way to make some washers maybe, and I've been really thinking about that, because I'd rather have a washer that I could adjust. All right, you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'll do some real balancing, and real soon I have this project I got to finish up, and I need the black wheel, so I need to get that set up. I hope I got some questions answered about the grinding wheel balancing, and please subscribe and share the videos, and click below and click on the bell for notifications. And I do have scribes available still. The round brass ones, round stainless ones. If you're interested, please email me. The email's here at the end of the video. And I'll send you the details about acquiring a scribe. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.